So what do we got here? Should you hide anything in your listing photos? That's a trick
Yeah.
question. I think you have to enhance the best parts of it. To me, there's a trick on how many photos you give and don't give. Now that the MLS has basically unlimited photos that you can put in, a lot of people take that chance to get 17 views of the kitchen. I don't believe in that. I think you got to give them a feel, but not give it all to them because you want them to come and look at it. How many listings,
Now,
Andy, do your buyers look at
yep.
online and say, no, we don't want that one because of what it looked like online? I'll never forget. We had one and they said, we'll just throw this one in. I said, yeah, let's do it. We don't want it, but maybe it's in an area that's decent. We went in and I've never seen a house that didn't look like the pictures more than this one. And the house was
Jesus.
fantastic. This is right in the middle of where no one was going to look at it. And we ended up making an offer real fast over full price just to get it because it was like a great house, but the pictures were so bad.
There's been many times where I've done strategic photos where the photo of the backyard and then you can see the neighbor has this big statue of Elvis. I don't necessarily want the statue of Elvis to be part of the listing because it's such a well, maybe not now with the movie out and everything, but I go, we're going to turn that photo like this. And Elvis is now out of the picture, but you cannot manipulate the photo. So like for an example, years ago when I first started, I was working with this builder and I got a photo of our model and the builder was like, I'm a photographer. I'm going to take care of all this. And I get this photography back and it was a printed brochure. And I looked at the photo and I go, God, something's weird here. The guy photoshopped out all of the power lines in the backyard where this model was sitting. And he goes, doesn't it look much better? And I'm like, that's completely illegal. That's against the rules completely. And I don't think a lot of people that's why for sale by owner, what I worry about a little bit with that, hey, we're selling it ourselves. I don't know, just buyer beware.
On MLS, we can't manipulate the photos. Now we can on like our brochures and things like that. Can't do it on MLS. And here's the other thing too. So let's just say that example, Elvis or the power line. Yeah, we don't want to take an aerial right on top of the power line to be able to completely show it. But what you can do is you can kind of, I think there's a trick to get a little piece of Elvis, maybe the angle just gets a little so you can kind of, you don't know what it is and it might not affect you looking at that photo. But after you go to the house and say, what the hell is that? That's a photo of,
yeah,
exactly.
There's just the old.
Yeah, just a little bit of it. And it's like, okay, well, obviously they took an angle, but they weren't trying to deceive me. Because I think it's not good where it's like,
I get in trouble
what
all
else
the
are you
time, though,
deceiving
Chris.
me? What else
My
are you
photography
deceiving me
team,
on?
they're too good. They shoot rooms and the rooms look beautiful. They look huge. They look really bright. And people get there and they're like, this isn't this bright or this isn't that. And I mean, digitally enhanced photos where they do like the HDR photography where it's low resolution to high resolution and everything, or overexposure to underexposure. And they shoot 11 shots and they blend them all together and make the perfect shot. It is an actual photo on top of a photo on top of a photo. You know, it's kind of like the best of all.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is that it's grabbing the outside because typically if you're concentrating and focusing on a couch, it won't get the outside. And what Andy's talking about is it'll grab the outside, it'll grab the window, it'll grab the window frame, it'll grab the carpet, it'll grab the couch, it'll grab all of those and then put it together. So it's more real looking, but
well, look at like my background. I have to shut my shade because I have the sun coming through. Normally I have it wide open in my office. It's very like you. Yep. It's bright in my office. With the camera, it would bleed out the whole room in the picture. So you wouldn't be able to see any of the whatever. So naturally want to shut the shades and take the photo so it doesn't overexpose it. But what they do is they shoot it with it open and then it balances itself out. So it's pretty cool.
So the question is, should you hide anything in listing photos? I wouldn't hide, but I wouldn't enhance some things that aren't going to be your best sale points because photos are your first impression. They're your number one impression. Just leave those photos out and not do many rather than put bad ones in because it'll totally outlaw it. You talked about this one time. You tricked them and said, hey, here's a couple photos. You can't even see the rest of it, but it got them into the house. Versus you're going to love this green carpet with avocado appliances and pink walls.
It's one of the best things you can do if you're not getting showings. Take all your photos away because people do shop by elimination. They don't shop by. Think about yesterday when you're going through your Amazon Prime, right? And you're flipping through and, oh my God, look at all the deals. You're eliminating deals. You're not inviting deals. You know what I'm saying? It's like our mind is to get things out of the way of purchase. I think what people do is they'll flick through and they'll just avoid your house. What I always find interesting is like when we have houses that are listed on the MLS, really cool technology now. Behind the scenes, we can see how many searches that house actually meets the criteria